Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Law, board member of New Jersey Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. Today, we are very happy to have our monthly spotlight, during which we feature the previous honorees at our annual gala. Today, we're very happy to be introducing Mr. Shing Li, Executive Director of CMP. Mr. Li, can you share with us your personal journey and what inspired you to go on a career that empowered the community?
It's a long story. I hope you will cut it. Edit it. I was a teenager when I was in Hong Kong and not doing very well in school. And then I followed my friend to a local youth center, joined them, start volunteering, start building up confidence. I think the youth center doesn't really help me in terms of my schoolwork, but it helped me to build confidence. Plus many other factors, but I think the youth center played a very important role in my life. And I see the workers, what they do, and I feel that the work is very engaging and very, you have your share of desk work, but you also have the share of working with groups, working with individuals, and that interests me a lot. And most importantly, it is the effect that on me. I felt that the type of work really means something and it's not boring at all. And that's how I wanted to get into that because it works on me and I believe they will work on other people as well.
Great. Also with me is Mr. Sunny Wang, who is also a board member of NJCACC. Sunny, you have any questions for Mr. Li?
Thank you for having me. And Hongxing, as a ED of the at CMP, so how do you describe the role of your job and what inspired you to dedicate your career to this role?
My role at CMP is a little bit different from my colleagues. A lot of my colleagues work directly with people, whether they are new immigrants looking for jobs, or young adults preparing for the world of work, or aspiring entrepreneur wanting to start a business. My role actually does not work directly with these individuals. I work with the organization. My role is to build the organization that has the strong foundation and capacity to help these individuals, whether they are immigrants, workers, or students, or entrepreneurs. I am in CMP to make sure that we have the best environment, best organization capacity, and best resource to help them. So I work not directly with our community members, but I work indirectly to do that. And CMP is an organization that as you could guess, work with working age immigrants to help them find jobs, help them to prepare if they are new to the world of work, help them to better prepare for that, and help people who wanted to start their own business successfully start their business.
What does CMP mean? Its original means Chinatown Manpower
Yes.
project, but
well, CMP's legal name is Chinatown Manpower Project. It was started 50 something years ago. We felt that the name implied a limitation of our current mission, because CMP is not just Chinatown anymore. It's not just manpower. And it's an organization. It's more than just a project. We are serving the 5 boroughs of New York City. We're serving, although mainly Chinese Americans, but also non-Chinese, non-Asian. And although we do work with the working age, the workforce in New York City, we also work with entrepreneurs. So it's not just manpower. So we want to make it simple as CMP, so that it's easier to remember, and it also does not has this limitation to our mission and our geographic area. So that's why we mostly use CMP more than just the Chinatown Manpower Project.
I think that's very true, because there are some there are some businesses in this country that have changed their name full name to just the acronyms, right? For example, IBM used to be called International Business Machine. Nobody remembered that name anymore. It's IBM, and then AT&T used to be called American Telephone and Telegraph, and that's not their main business anymore. That's why they call AT&T. So exactly the same way
Right.
you're
And I
changing
borrowed
name.
a page from my previous workplace, YMCA. YMCA, the original name is the Young Men Christian
Right.
Association, but its current mission is more than just young, more than just men, and more than just Christian. So we're just looking at this: how do we keep our roots? Whether it's YMCA or CMP, the acronyms still represent our full name, but imply a broader range, whether it's geographic, ethnic group, or age group, or mission area. So we try to use that to be more inclusive.
Talking about YMCA, so Hong, you and I have known each other for 30 years. We're dating ourselves.
Yeah.
But I've seen you move around in different organizations, not-for-profit organizations in the community. Like I've known you from a senior center, Asian American Federation, YMCA, and so on. So now you're at CMP. So you have been a guiding voice in the community. So what advice do you have for our young Asian Americans and new immigrants, how to thrive in their career and their commitment to the community?
I wouldn't say advice because I'm learning myself, so I'm in no better position to give advice, but to share my own experience and my own belief. I think what we need to do for the younger generation is not to be afraid to connect to the old way of doing things, but also on the other hand, for the older generation, not to be afraid to try new things. I think it's not a one-way street, right? People sometimes talk about we have to try new things, but let's not forget about history. What we have done things for so many years, there must be some value in it. So I think the young generation would still be able to learn a lot from learning about how we do things in the past, or how the things evolve over time to where things are today. There's all a background history to that. But also for the older generation is that, well, if we are too comfortable of doing things as it is now, time will move past us. I think the connection between past, present, and future is a continuum. It's not something that, we can just jump ahead and do things totally different. I think I see a lot of small business in Chinatown still holding on to the old way of doing things. And there are some very successful ones because there is a base. And new entrepreneurs may still want to tap into that and bring that customer base to the new era of the new products that they introduce. Not to just say, forget about this group of customers, we just cater to the new customers. Then you're losing out a lot of potential customers. But also for the more traditional business, like if we don't move ahead, just like good Chinese were saying, right? If we are just like rowing the boat upstream, if we stay in the same place, we are actually regressing already. So we have to move ahead. And the minute that you feel comfortable and stay still, you actually let everyone else pass you by and you fall behind.
So just to summarize what you're saying is basically building on the strength of the past, not forgetting about the past, as we be more curious and be brave as we step into the future.
That's correct, yes. Yes.
Okay.
As far as you know, CMP was founded in 1972.
Right.
And starting with his first ESL class, only 10 students. But nowadays, we see CMP provided over 7,000 people with 800 programs. Can you share what's the secret to grow the CMP as a community-focused organization so successful?
What's the secret sauce?
Well, there's no secret sauce. It is have a keen sense of what the community needs. So people are always there. whether we serve a lot of people or very little people is how relevant our services are. You can have the best design program, but if it doesn't cater to the need of the community, nobody will come, right? And I think over the years, we CMP cater to the needs of the community. Just talk about job training. We started with ESL and also typing, right? Using a typewriter, right? We could be the best typewriting instruction class in the world, but when the world moves by us and we don't catch up, we still say holding on to what we do best. Yes, we are the best, and we may be the last one because we are the best. But when the world no longer uses a typewriter, then we're no longer relevant. So we'll have to move with time. And I think when we grow our program, it's because we are catching up with what the world needs, what the job seekers need, what the entrepreneur needs, and what the employer needs. Right? The job seekers would still may still holding on to learning typewriting, but we have to be keen on what is the labor market trend. When word processor, right, before or even personal computer, when word processor start coming out, then your skill would still be relevant, typing, but it is a little bit different now. When computer comes out, right, you still need typing, but it's not just typewriting, but it involves a lot more. So when you get more people responding to your service, it's because we stay relevant and we continue to really provide matching the needs between the job seekers and the labor market, therefore the employers.
So the key word here is relevance, right?
Yes.
It's not about the way to serve the community is not about giving them what we have or what we know, but helping our constituents, our customers to understand the future, and also equipping them what they need.
Right. And sometimes you may have to tell the people that, no, you don't want to take typing anymore. You may have to get into a personal computer. And in terms of getting a keen sense of what the labor market is us, we have to play the role educating the community. The community may still want, because that's what they see, right? Being a typist. But we have to anticipate the next change. The job seekers are not going to be staying ahead of that curve. We have to carry that responsibility to stay ahead of the curve and say what is the next job market needs.
That's very important. Yeah, really appreciate what CMP and you are bringing to the community.
It's easier said than done. Right? We don't really have a crystal ball ourselves, but we have to be. I think we have to stay alert. We have to talk to a lot of people in the community, in the industry, people like you, like Sunny, so that we can learn, constantly stay ahead of the curve.
So since 2011, you served as ED of CMP. Since CMP has achieved such progress and success, what keep you awake at night today?
He doesn't sleep.
Well, same as you. Right? There are a lot of challenges, and to be honest, I actually have good night of sleep every night, so it doesn't keep me awake. But what always that keeps things that keep recurring in my mind is we have to worry about, like we always say, we hope for the best but prepare for the worst, and sometimes it could be as sometimes it could be just like it's never going to happen, right? But you have to prepare for that. For a good example, I actually thought about what if one day CMP get burned down, right? And it was like, not going to happen, but it did happen, right? So yeah, not saying that I'm totally anticipating that, but it did not catch me by surprise that one day CMP did burn down. And I was able to really respond to that. Like, I didn't have every scenario played out, right? But at least I would not I did not get caught in the shock, and I was able to respond to the best way I can. And sometimes it's just think about like what we talked about at the board meeting last night. Say, well, uh, financially we are pretty well in a pretty good position now. But what if the government funding cut happens, right? What if we lose $1 million? What if we lose $500,000? We have to plan contingency budget by scenarios, right? If we lose X amount of money under this program, what's going to happen? If we lose another X amount of money under a different program, what's going to happen? We like to be able to plan out. Sometimes it will be more the need to plan ahead may be more urgent than other time, especially for the contingency budget for funding cuts in this time of year or the current situation. I think it's more relevant and more possible than some other years. So we have to think ahead and like so when my colleagues are thinking, okay, what my lesson plan is going to be for tomorrow, or how we're going to conduct this small business workshop next week, right? My role is to say, so what if the sky fall down upon us? Right? What's going to happen? What if there's a fire? What if there's a budget cut? So that we will. It's still not a complete solution, but at least we minimize the shock. I think that the shock will make us slow to respond, and at least we will minimize the shock so that we can respond more accordingly in the particular situation when it happens.
I think it applies to all leaders to have scenario planning skills, and also with the anticipation of what's going to happen or what might happen.
Yeah. Yep.
So beyond individual success, Hong, what do you see as something that we can do together to strengthen our influence and resilience in the community?
The nonprofit world is a funny place. We could be competitors, but we actually had to rely upon each other to survive. Uniting together, whether we are competing for service or for funding, is one thing, but uniting together will help us to project a stronger voice in advocating for the benefits of our community. And I think that is something that, whether it's in New Jersey or New York, whether it's in the nonprofit world working with small business, or in the nonprofit world working with seniors or youth or workforce, is especially for the minority community like the Asian American Pacific Islander community. We have to unite together to project a stronger voice to really strive for better benefits and the rights of our community. I think that's something that we have to is the key to the success of this community.
So specifically, talking about the collaboration between CMP and NJCACC, what do you see as some of the opportunities that we can work together to strengthen our common constituents, the small businesses, and the individual entrepreneurs?
Right. We, like as you hear before our conversation, CMP also serve the small business community. But I see that there's a difference of our clientele between NJCACC and CMP. Like the CMP was once a member, and only the pandemic stopped us, and we haven't continued. We should resume.
We welcome you to join us again.
Yes, we will resume our membership as a part of the NJCACC. We see a lot of commonality, and that's what motivated us to join at the first place. And let alone that I live in New Jersey, it's easy for me than my colleagues to come over. But we serve a slightly, although they are all entrepreneurs, we serve a slightly different population. I see NJCACC has more professional, more corporate employees in that line of business, and the entrepreneurs that we serve are a lot of micro enterprise, like small shop owners, or even like a one-person shop, or even street vendors. So we are not directly in competition in terms of serving the entrepreneur with the same background, but I think we could strengthen each other's position by sharing resources, right? So sometimes if we have members from NJCACC provide workshops to our audience, and if you have members who require a type of service that is more catered to micro enterprise, then maybe we can align our resources as well. So that will, the sum of the two of us will be greater than the parts themselves. I think that will be a good synergy between NJCACC and CMP.
As we wrap up our conversation today, so Hong, do you have any advice for our audience?
Other than what the experience that I share, that I take it to my heart, is that how we have to stay relevant. That means we will have to connect past, present, and future, and always upgrade and update ourselves. And I think that is the world doesn't stop for us. Right? We may be able to stop and smell the roses a little bit, but if we stay too long, then everyone go past us, and then we are long, we get left behind. So I think that is the a learning that I experienced, and I just want to share with everyone.
Great. Really appreciate your time. And I think we have a great conversation. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Well.